This setup process keeps boosting show rate as well as call quality for the businesses that I implement this in. And let me tell you, if your show rate is not at least 70% and you're not talking to ready to buy prospects, I know for a fact you are not already doing this. I worked as an appointment setter for almost a whole year and now help online businesses make improvements in their setter processes and training their team. Most agencies are running their setter teams like script warriors, when they should actually use them in a way more dynamic way. I've seen this pattern in multiple agencies and the results always amaze me. Starting to use setters like this can result in a lot of extra cash collected. So here's what I see in a lot of agencies. Their setter team is performing. They are hitting KPIs and they are booking calls. And on paper that looks fine. But in reality, your calendar still feels heavy. Lots of prospects that are just looking, a lot of reschedules, a handful of no-shows. You are booking a lot of calls, but show rate and call quality still seems like a problem. Your close rate is probably alright, but you know for a damn fact that your closers would absolutely crush it if the leads were just a little bit warmer. Right now, every dollar of attention that you buy is ending up on a Zoom call where urgency is missing, where context is missing, and where the closer is starting from zero every single time. You might make some tweaks to frame the call better, change the sales script, change the setter script, or start implementing some scarcity and urgency tactics. But the real issue lies deeper. This is not a setter performance problem or a sales team performance problem. This is about the role of the appointment setter. It's not about making small tweaks here and there. It's about leveraging your appointment setters in a completely different way. You are using your appointment setters to fill up your calendar, when in reality they can also be used to make those exact calls be worth way more money. When setters are purely seen as the people who get calls on the calendar, they are leaving a big gap. A gap where prospects are sitting on doubts and are stacking objections and questions. If the setter call is the only interaction point with the prospect, your call is getting colder and colder every single day. It's not about having reminders or not. It's about the fact that you are not moving the call forward in any way. No context, no clarity, no trust. And you know what they say, things can either get worse or better. And if you're not doing anything between the point of the booking and the call itself, things are getting worse. The call is getting colder. The prospect is stacking doubts. Think about what is happening in this gap. The prospect is thinking through their situation alone. They naturally start thinking about objections, questions, and doubts. They replay past investments and they are wondering if this call, your service, is more of the same. Meanwhile, your pipeline treats this call as a confirmed booking instead of a decision that is in motion. So by the time this prospect shows up, it feels like an education call instead of a call where the prospect is already involved in a solution. Every single call, your closer spends 15 minutes providing context, educating the prospect, and building trust and confidence. Things that easily could have been done before the call. The issue isn't that your setters are not performing. It's that you have restricted them to call scheduling instead of moving this prospect forward to a decision. Imagine yourself booking a hotel for a trip that's about to happen. You decide to book a 3-star hotel, something that you typically do, it's just like the standard for you. After booking, you get a confirmation, you get some information, but that's really it. You assume that's it, because technically your stay has been confirmed, but everything else about your experience is left up to chance. You don't think too much about it, but that changes when you decide to treat yourself and book a 5-star hotel the next trip. Right after your booking, someone of the team reaches out to you and asks you about your preferences. They ask you if you have any dietary considerations for breakfast. They ask you if you want some treats in your room, or they ask you if you need an early check-in, for example. They haven't delivered anything yet, but it feels like the experience has already begun. You feel like someone is actually preparing for you specifically. And although they do this to every single person that books, It feels personal to you. You get more excited, you trust them more, and you will probably book a hotel there again. Same booking. It could be the exact same hotel, but the experience is completely different. One makes you feel like a generic guest, and the other one makes you feel considered. So the question is, how can we implement such an experience with our setter team? It starts with changing your perspective about how you use your setters. The job of the setter isn't done when a booking is confirmed. It only starts. The difference in a hotel example was simple. One acknowledged the booking and the other one started preparing for the booking. And preparation is where the solution is found. You can now start to use your divergent mind and start thinking about different solutions. But here are 3 that I personally use a lot. The first one I always do is make the setter send a personalized video to every person that books a call. It should not be like a long video, it should just be personal and to the point. If they already seen someone of your company before the call that looks friendly, that looks presentable, they instantly trust you more. And they will also feel a sense of accountability to this person to show up to the call. Another thing is calling the people on the day of the call. And it's important that you don't try to push them onto the call, but try to make the process feel smoother, make the experience better for them. So on the morning of the call, when you give these people a ring, you should frame it as trying to help them. Make sure they've received the email with the link for the Google Meets. Ask if the time that they have booked is still convenient for them or if they have any questions before the call. It's those small things that will show that you care about them. They will make the experience better for them, and again, they will feel a sense of accountability to you. The third thing is sending a personalized resource to them. And this doesn't have to be personal for every single prospect. Instead, you can add a question to your Calendly or the qualification process that you use and make the resource based on those options. For example, you can ask a question about what their problem is and then make a resource for each individual answer. And then you can make your setter send the right resource to the prospect, again making it feel personal. At the end of the day, new or better scripts might increase your conversion slightly. But if you are looking for a massive difference in your close rate and your show rate, you should start thinking about using your setters in a completely different way, more dynamically. Start thinking divergent. Think about the options and the places you can put those setters. And this is exactly what I help businesses with. Improving their call quality and increasing their show rate. If you want me to break this down for your exact business using setters or different systems that we implement, there's a link in the description where you can book a call. I hope this was helpful and I will talk to you soon.